It's 3:17 a.m. You're lying in bed staring at the ceiling, wondering why you can't sleep. You toss and turn for a few more minutes before giving up and getting out of bed to go to the bathroom. On the way back, you pass your partner sleeping soundly and you caw and help, but think how strange it is that they are so still and unresponsive. What exactly is happening to them right now? When you're awake, you have no trouble knowing what's going on with your body. When you look down, you see your arms and legs. When you feel hungry, you know to grab some food. But when someone goes to sleep, it's like an entirely different person takes over their body. Their eyes pop open and their mouth hangs slack. Their limbs twitch and sometimes make strange noises, and their breathing becomes loud and irregular. They might even let out random screams or giggles. It's scary and confusing if you've never seen someone sleep before. But there's one thing that is even stranger than all this. While your friend is sleeping, their brain is actually still working. In fact, the brain is doing some really interesting things while you sleep. So, without further ado, here are 5 things that happen in your brain while you sleep. 1. Your brain processes the day's events. Have you ever had a dream where you were running from something or someone? Maybe you were late for work and your boss was chasing you with a meat cleaver, or perhaps you were naked in class and everyone was staring at you. Dreams like these are not uncommon, but why do we have them? Well, scientists think it's because our brains are trying to process the events that happen to us during the day. During REM sleep, which is the stage of sleep when most dreams occur, your brain will replay the events of the day in reverse chronological order. This allows you to reflect on what happened and how you reacted to it. If something went wrong, you can figure out why and how to avoid it in the future. For example, if you had a fight with your partner, your brain will try to sort through the issues and come up with a solution during REM sleep. That's why you might wake up with an epiphany about how to fix a problem. 2, your brain creates memories. Did you know that the majority of your memories are actually created while you're asleep? It's true. Studies show that sleep helps us consolidate our memories, which means we remember them better the next day. For example, if you learn something new while you're awake, like the capital of France, your brain will transfer that information to your hippocampus while you sleep. The hippocampus is the part of the brain responsible for storing long-term memories. Once the information is in the hippocampus, it will be consolidated and transferred to your neocortex, which is the part of the brain responsible for processing information. This process of transferring information from the hippocampus to the neocortex is what helps you remember things better the next day. That's why it's important to get enough sleep. If you don't, your brain won't be able to consolidate your memories properly, and you'll forget what you learned. This is especially important when it comes to traumatic memories. If you experience something traumatic, like being in an accident, your brain will try to consolidate those memories while you sleep. However, if you don't get enough sleep, those memories won't be properly consolidated, and you'll be more likely to forget what happened. This can be dangerous because you might not remember that the situation is dangerous and put yourself in harm's way again. 3. Your brain forgets unimportant information. Do you remember that time you couldn't recall the name of your high school crush? Or maybe you were trying to remember where you parked your car but just couldn't seem to remember. These are examples of forgetting, and forgetting is a good thing. You see, your brain doesn't want to remember everything. It's impossible to remember every single thing that happens to you. So your brain does a little filtering while you sleep. It gets rid of all the unimportant information and only keeps what's important. This allows you to focus on the important things in life and not get bogged down by all the unimportant details. For example, if you're learning a new language, your brain will filter out all the unimportant words and phrases so you can focus on the important ones. This is why it's important to get enough sleep when you're learning something new. If you don't, your brain won't be able to filter out the unimportant information, and you lines be more likely to forget what you learned. This is also why people who get more sleep tend to perform better on tests. Their brains have had more time to filter out the unimportant information and focus on the important stuff. Number 4, your brain heals and repairs. Did you know that your brain cells actually die while you're awake? It's true. Every day, millions of your brain cells die, and it seems like there's nothing you can do to stop it. However, there's one thing that can help you counteract all this cell death: sleep. When you sleep, your brain releases a protein called BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. BDNF is like fertilizer for your brain cells. It helps them grow and repair themselves. BDNF also helps to create new brain cells. So not only does it help repair damaged cells, but it also helps create new ones. This is why sleep is so important. If you don't get enough of it, your brain cells won't be able to repair themselves properly, and you'll be more likely to develop brain diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. That's why it's important to make sleep a priority. If you don't, your brain will suffer, and no one wants that. And no, 5, your brain recharges. Do you ever feel like your battery is drained when you wake up in the morning? You might not be alone. A lot of people feel like their battery is drained when they wake up, and it seems like no matter how much coffee they drink, it just doesn't help. Well, there's a good reason for this. When you're awake, your brain is constantly using energy. It's using energy to keep you alert, focused, and ready to deal with whatever comes your way. This uses up a lot of energy, and by the end of the day, your brain is usually pretty drained. That's why it's important to recharge your brain while you sleep. When you sleep, your brain enters a state of deep relaxation. This allows it to conserve energy and prepare for the next day. It's like recharging a battery. If you don't recharge your battery at night, it will eventually run out of juice, and then you'll be useless. The same is true of your brain. If you don't recharge your brain at night, it will eventually burn out, and then you'll be unable to function properly. There are a few things that can help you recharge your brain while you sleep. One is to establish a regular sleep schedule. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day will help your brain get into a rhythm. Another thing that can help is getting enough exercise. Exercise can help tire out your body and mind, making it easier to fall asleep. Finally, avoiding caffeine and alcohol before bed can help. Both of these substances can interfere with the quality of your sleep and prevent you from getting the rest you need. By following these tips, you can help ensure that your brain is recharged and ready to take on the day. Now it's time for you to answer the following question. What do you think is the most interesting thing about the brain? Let us know in the comments below. And as a reward for staying until the end, here's a bonus fact. Did you know that your brain can control your emotions? It's true. Your brain is like an orchestra conductor. It controls all the different parts of your body, including your emotions. For example, if you see something that makes you happy, like a cute puppy, your brain will send signals to your body to release feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. These chemicals will make you feel happy. Similarly, if you see something that makes you sad, like a funeral, your brain will send signals to your body to release chemicals like cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals will make you feel sad. This is why it's important to take care of your brain. If your brain isn't working properly, you won't be able to control your emotions properly either. You might be feeling sad all the time for no reason. That's why it's important to get enough sleep, exercise, and eat healthy foods. If you take care of your brain, it will take care of you. And if you liked the video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe for more. This was James, and you've been watching your channel, Valley of Knowledge. Stay curious, and see you in the next one.